Hi there, this video is about the impacts of tourism. We're going to be able to explain the impacts based on people and the environment. So by the end of the video, you should be able to explain um, the effects and then be able to put them into three categories: the environment, social and economic. So I'm going to talk about what they mean, give you some examples, and then we can do some working class based on the information that you've learned. So when we look at tourism, we look at the effects on the environment. The environment is anything to do with nature, and I've put a picture here of a water droplet, which is meant to represent the amount of water used in tourism. Now you might be thinking that's quite insignificant. Well, if you think of the number of swimming pools made for tourists around the world, and tourists have swims in pools that are in warmer climates. A lot of these climates need a lot of water, therefore they're taking the water away from the natural environment and put them into hotel pools. Also, a lot of local people, particularly if you're holidaying in places like Bali that are developing countries, not everyone has the same access to water. So tourism can have some negative effects on the environment. However, new types of tourism, including ecotourism, can actually help protect the environment. The ecotourism includes tourism such as going to Borneo to help orangutans in sanctuaries and voluntary work. So environment, there could be both positive and negative effects. The next one is to do with people. This is called social effects. As you can see here, there's a lot of people, and the reason why I've got this photo is to help you sort of understand what social is. Social is to do with culture, the way people live, and it can affect how people's lives are changed. So with a lot of tourism, we've seen sort of a merge of culture together. So this is a good example. This is from the Costa del Sol in Spain. A lot of British people go there, and the reason how it's affected culture is because British people want British food. And it's the same for Australians in Bali, where you can walk down the main street of Bali and go to a lot of Australian bars. There's a lot of restaurants catering for the Australian needs. So it does change culture. So when we talk about the impacts of tourism on culture, we're talking about the way people live. And again, they can be both good and bad, advantage, disadvantage. The good points is that as a tourist, you get to experience what other people, how they live, understand their different cultures, traditions, religions. On the other hand, people's cultures can be changed in a negative way. Also, the social impacts, got a lot of people, got overcrowding. People might not want to be disturbed. So again, the social impacts of tourism are both positive and negative. This picture there is to show some more of the environmental impacts and also the economic impacts. Imagine the cost of cleaning up something like this with lots of rubbish and stuff. I put this last picture to show the economic impacts. This is from Walt Disney in America. It cost a lot of money to go there. The economics of tourism can be both very good and bad. The good points is that obviously companies like Disney can make lots of money, and this can go back into the American economy. Whereas the negative impacts are that obviously it costs a lot of money to go. It puts people off from going on holiday, and also a country can lose money if not enough people go there. So again, the economic facts to do with reduction of money can be good and bad. So yeah, I hope that sort of explains the different impacts. What you're going to do in the lesson is look at some specific examples of those impacts and come up with ways to manage these strategies. Okay, I hope you got a lot out of that. That's lesson 3. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Okay, thanks. Bye.